there is a graph given over here. The rational function f is defined by an equation in the form f of x equals to a over x plus to b, where a and b are constants. The partial graph of y equals to f of x is shown if g of x equals to f of y x positive 4, which equation could define function g? Okay, so the graph given over here is for the function f of x. But the function f of x is not complete because it contains two unknown constants a and b. So once the function is complete, that is, once we get the values of the unknown constants a and b, the function f of x will be complete. So once the function f of x is complete, we'll be able to find the function g of x by plugging in x positive 4 for x into the function f of x. Okay, now my aim is to get the values of the unknown constants a and b using the graph of the partial graph of the function f of x. Okay, to get the values of these unknown constants a and b, let me consider the 2 points on the partial graph of the function f of x. Okay, so when I consider the 2 points, so they have to be well-known points. Well-known points means both x coordinate and y coordinate must be integers. So that I have to choose 2 points on the graph. Okay, let me choose this point. This point, the x coordinate is -7, which is an integer, and the y coordinate is -2. Okay, since we have this point -7, -2 on the partial graph of f of x, we can plug in this point into the function f of x. Okay, so and also in the function f of x equals a over x plus to b, we can replace this f of x by y because the question says y equals to f of x. Okay, let me write the given function as y equals to a over x positive b. Okay, since we have this point -7, -2 on the graph of f of x, we can plug in this -7 for x coordinate over here and -2 for y coordinate over here. When I do so, I'm getting -2 equals to a over -7 positive b. Okay, to solve for a, I just multiply both sides by -7 positive b. Okay, let me finish writing. So -7 positive b times 92. I multiply both sides of the equation by -7 positive b. So this -7 positive b, -7 positive b will cancel out. So when I distribute this -2 to -7, that is -2 times -7 will become positive 14. -2 times positive b will become -2b. On the right side, we just get a. Okay, now I'm going to plug in another point into the function f of x, that is here. Let me choose another point where both x and y coordinates are integers. I think we can choose this point. So here x coordinate is -6 and y coordinate is -3. Okay, let me plug in the y coordinate -3 for y and the x coordinate -6 for x. Then I'm getting a over -6 positive b. Okay, now let me multiply both sides by -6 positive b. Let me finish writing. It is a over -6 positive b times -6 positive b. So then this -6 positive b, -6 positive b will cancel out. When I distribute this -3 to -6, I'm getting positive 18. -3 to positive b, it will become -3b equals to a. Okay, now we have to solve these two equations for a and b. So for that, I have to write a equals to a. So for this a, I can use the stuff in the first equation. So that is 14 -2b, which is equivalent to a. Let me write it over here. And for this a, I can use the stuff in the second equation. That is 18 -3b. Okay, now let me add 3b to both sides. When I add 3b to both sides, so this -3b, positive 3b will cancel out. And also I subtract 14 from both sides. When I do so, this positive 14, negative 14 will cancel out. So when I combine -2b, positive 3b, I'm just getting b. So when I combine 18 and -14, I'm getting 4. Okay, now I got the value of one of the unknown constants b, that is 4. So I can plug in b is equal to 4 either into this equation or into this equation to get the value of a. Let me use the first equation. So I'm going to plug in that is b for 4 over here. Then I'm getting a equals to 14 -2 times 4. Then a equals to 14 -2 times 4 is 8. Then a is equal to 14 -8 is 6. Okay, now I got the value of b, I got the value of a. So now the function f of x is complete. So here we can plug in the values for a and b over here. So a is 6 and b is 4. Now the function f of x is complete. Okay, our aim is to find the function g of x. So let's use the information over here. That is g of x equals to f of x positive 4. Okay, g of x equals to, so we know that f of x equals to 6 over x positive 4. So if I want to get f of x positive 4, I just have to plug in this x positive 4 for this x over here. So on the right side also for this x, I have to plug in this x positive 4. When I do so, I have to replace this x by this x positive 4. So then x positive 4, already we have positive 4 is here. So for this x, I just plugged in this x positive 4 and I wrote this positive 4 as it is. Okay, now let's do the simplification. G of x equals to 6 over x positive 4 will become 8. So now I got the function g of x, that is g of x equals to 6 over x positive 8. We find this stuff 6 over x positive 8 for g of x in option C. The correct answer choice for this question is option C.